Welcome to CGS Tech. Road freight transport depends on combustion engines running on fossil fuels, emitting carbon dioxide and other emissions, with an adverse effect on human health and the environment. In the efforts to decarbonize the economy and reach net zero emissions in the near future, there is a need to address the transportation sector, which accounts for around a quarter of all CO2 emissions. For passenger vehicles like cars, electrification presents a straightforward way for that. But the road freight sector is a different story because no solution exists yet on a large enough scale capable of powering long-haul heavy goods vehicles with zero direct exhaust emissions. Even under ambitious scenarios to shift goods transport to electrified rails, road freight is still expected to grow and remain the biggest source of CO2 from freight overall. There are currently 3 technologies that could present a solution: hydrogen fuel cells, battery-powered electric trucks, and eHighways, which we will examine in this video. The first, hydrogen fuel cells, turns pressurized hydrogen into electricity to power the motor, and water as a byproduct. Multiple companies are developing vehicles running on hydrogen fuel cells. Still, the technology has a problem with efficiency, because energy is lost at every conversion. First, using power to make hydrogen, and then a fuel cell to generate electricity again. There is also a significant lack of infrastructure. Thousands of hydrogen fueling stations would have to be built if the technology were to be implemented. The second, battery-powered electric trucks, is currently not feasible because of range and weight requirements. The lithium-ion batteries used in electric cars do not currently have high enough energy density to be viable for long-distance haulage, meaning trucks, which are already weight-restricted, would require tons of batteries, denting their efficiency and raising the cost for an industry that operates on tight margins as it is. Creating new types of battery technology like solid state might present a lighter and more durable choice than current lithium-ion batteries. However, the technology is still in its infancy, and there is also the question of cost. This leaves us with the third option, the eHighways. eHighway, or electrified road freight transport system, developed by tech giant Siemens Mobility, combines the efficiency of electrified railroads with the flexibility of trucks into an efficient solution that produces no local emissions. The technology is proven from railroad electrification and can be simply integrated with existing road infrastructure. It works by supplying hybrid trucks with electricity from an overhead power line via a pantograph, providing dynamic charging on the core highways, where practically all long-distance transport takes place. Pantographs are special devices mounted on electric trains to collect current from contact wires. Similarly, the eHighway system combines a hybrid truck with a sensor-fitted pantograph that reaches automatically or manually for the overhead cables hanged from masts that run along the innermost lanes of the highway. The active pantograph transmits the energy from the wires to the electric motor of a truck. The pantograph can be easily connected and disconnected from the contact wire even at high speeds. Steering an eHighway truck connected to the overhead contact lines is no different from a regular truck, as the active pantograph compensates for any shifts in position within the lane. The pantograph automatically disconnects in the event of evasive maneuvers, or if the indicators are used. For parts of the journey that are not connected to the eHighway, the truck can draw power from a smaller battery or use a hybrid engine, ensuring operational flexibility. Those can be configured in any way, with various internal combustion engines and purely electric drives, making the system compatible with any current or future propulsion technologies. The battery pack can be adapted in capacity to meet operational requirements. This also speeds up delivery times versus a battery-powered truck because there is no need to stop and charge mid-route. Electric motors also allow for regenerative braking, where the motors are used as brakes and become generators that transform motion into electrical power, which is then used to charge the battery or fed back into the grid via overhead cables. Siemens points out that overhead contact lines can be installed with practically no impact on regular traffic operations, and when equipped, the road remains fully accessible to all other road users. eHighways are the most efficient way to power a vehicle. No energy is lost between the power line and the truck. This offers distinct advantages over alternative fuels that are produced synthetically with renewable energy. The 670-volt direct current cables are supposed to shut down automatically if severed accidentally, and during winter, an anti-icing system could keep them operable. The approach is scalable and can be deployed quickly, using available and tested technologies. Truck manufacturers have indicated that they can deliver modified vehicles and have delivered numerous prototypes for demonstration trials around Europe. The high energy efficiency of the system leads to reduced operating costs and thus more economical long freight transport. Because of its independence from fossil fuels, an eHighway truck operation is not subject to fluctuations in the price of crude oil. Research has found that operators' initial investment into new vehicles could be recouped within 18 months due to lower operational costs, and the electrification infrastructure would pay back investors in 15 years through taxes on the electricity consumed. The infrastructure investment can also be partially shared with other investments, such as highway charging stations for cars, the 5G network, and the intelligent transport system infrastructure needed to support future connected and autonomous vehicles. Siemens and the truck maker Scania have already carried out several pilot projects of the eHighway system on public roads in Sweden, Germany, and the US. First in Sweden in 2016 on a 2-kilometer section of highway north of Stockholm, and in 2017 on a 10-kilometer stretch of Autobahn near Frankfurt, Germany, and a 2-mile-long stretch near the US ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. Siemens Mobility eHighway technology is currently being tested in 3 public field trials in Germany, all funded by the German government, which has previously granted 70 million euros to develop the system. Siemens says it will save trucks 20,000 euros in fuel per 100,000 kilometers. If everything goes through, a total of 4,000 kilometers of Germany's Autobahn network could be equipped with overhead cables by 2030, helping the country reach its climate target of reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the transportation sector by 40%. In the latest development, the United Kingdom's Department of Transport has commissioned a 9-month pilot project to determine the economic and technical potential of the UK's first eHighway. This £80 million pilot project aims to electrify a 20-mile-long stretch that will link a port, a logistics hub, and an airport in northern England. The pilot project is hoped to be the beginning of a several-phase program that aims to see the UK's major roads served by overhead lines by the 2030s. The total cost of the final network is estimated to be in the billions of pounds, and would cover approximately 65% of all trucking mileage in the UK. Thanks for watching. Let us know your opinion on the subject down in the comments. Do you see any technical hurdles that will need to be overcome? We are planning to make more of these tech news style videos in the future. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time.